Hello, Soul Garden family. Welcome to Urban Mystic. I'm Skip Jennings. And guess what? We're in Cancer. You know what that means? It is my birthday. So shout out to all my Cancerian brothers and sisters. We're celebrating. But our sun is in Cancer. So what does that really mean? We're working on self-nurturing. We're working on loving ourselves. That whole thing about what makes us feel good, it's not something external. It's something that's internal. So we're going to talk about that throughout this whole time in Cancer. But a couple of things I want to talk to you about first is identifying some things that might stop us from actually loving ourselves. I like to call them blocks. And blocks are certain things that will stop us from really being, I guess, the best that we can be. Sometimes it might be what we think, or it might be what we say. I can be working on something and I make a mistake or something's not quite perfect and I'll say something like, "Oh my goodness, you're such an idiot." And that is like a direct opposite from the love that I want to be sharing about myself. Or I'll be driving down the highway and it'll get kind of crazy and I'll make the wrong turn and I'll go, "Oh, that was such an awful thing to do." Again, that is things that I say about myself that blocks that self-love. So we identify those things. Another thing that we want to identify is those things that we hold on called isms. Oh, you know what I'm talking about, right? The isms like sexism, racism, homophobia. We can buy into those things or we can say, "No, I'm not going to accept that." Some people might say, "Oh, I'm too gay to be there," or "I'm too black," or I'm a woman, I'll never get ahead." That is not loving yourself. That is not self-nurturing. Those are the blocks, those are the isms that we can identify and cast away. So once we've done that, then let's talk about a couple other things. What about those things that we learned from our parents early on as a child? Yeah, like comfort food. Finding food to make us feel better about something within ourselves. Well, let me say this. My mother, and I love her to death, and she truly gave me the best that she could give me. She told me that whenever I felt down, then go get some comfort food. So if I eat fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, collard greens with ham hocks, I am not going to feel comfortable. Yes. The other thing is, sometimes we might even reach out for things maybe like drugs and alcohol or even other relationships or sex. How many of us have done this? And I'm going to share this with you. You break up with one relationship and you go into another relationship with like Ben and Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs. And you're reaching for something to fulfill that hole. Well, once we can tap into, and once we can see that we're reaching for something outside of ourselves, and we realize it's not fulfilling, then we're able to do the work. The work is fulfilling ourselves within, doing the work within. Everything that we've done before serves us until it doesn't. And when it doesn't serve us anymore, we're able to do the real work. We break those habits. We break those ideas that we learned as a child. And we go to the place I call the qualities of the universe and who we are. It's love. It's joy. It's oneness. It's unity. It's power. It's peace. All those things we are. And guess where it is? Right inside of you. Right inside of me. It's an inside job. We begin to live our life from the inside out. We need to constantly remind ourselves about those things. We constantly need to say, "I am good enough," and stop putting ourselves down. How much of it can you do? How much of it can you take? It comes to a point where we have to stop putting ourselves down and start to truly love ourselves. Here's a step. Healing and forgiveness. Guys, we got to heal, we got to forgive ourselves, we got to forgive our parents, we got to forgive ourselves for buying into what our parents gave us. We have to heal and forgive. That is the first step of self-nurturing and loving ourselves. So here's what I want you to do. For the next 7 days, it's your challenge, I want you to begin to love yourself. I want you to begin to heal. I want you to begin to forgive. I want you to begin to really tap into those qualities we talk about. Get yourself a journal. And every time that you might not be kind to yourself or you might be saying some things that aren't really the truth of you, write it out. And then what I want you to do is to go to the direct opposite of that negative thing to the positive thing that you want to really remember about yourself. It takes some work. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about spiritual work so we can now live our life to the fullest. See, what we do inside, we're able to live outside and feel complete. So we're going to do some affirmations. The affirmation today is very, very simple. Repeat after me. I am love, therefore I can love. Can you say that? I am love, therefore I can love. That is your affirmation. When the stuff starts hitting the fan and you're starting feeling a little bit, you go right to that simple affirmation. I am love, therefore I can love. That's the beginning of self-love. So great. I'm so glad you came and hung out with us today, hung out with me at the Urban Mystic. Remember, click on the profile and make me your friend. I send out a daily affirmation every day to help you on your journey. To help you on your journey of self-love. So remember, my friends, there's one love, one mind, one spirit, and you are the manifestation of it. So until next time, peace and blessings. So God.